So we have different stages of life. Okay, so it is in a picture. So you can imagine where you are. Okay. So we have different stage, and each stage God is giving certain gifts. We can also call it a virtue. Okay. Each stage, when the child is in the conception, it has the potential, it has got the resources of everything all human being can do. Whatever the human being can do, the child has got the potential. And when the child is born, the virtue, the gift is hope. Hope that this person will become a great person, no? Will accomplish the will of God, will contribute, will contribute to the world, will extend God's work in this world. So a lot of hope. It is hope for the family, it is hope for the church, it is hope for the society. Okay, there is a lot of hope in the birth. Then infancy. During the infancy, a lot of energy you will find, vitality, if you leave a small child in your room, it will keep on running. You cannot make the child to sit quietly. So it will keep on running, jumping. It will be playing, for being active for all the time, no, all the time. It's exactly, totally contrary to how you are. So a lot of vitality, a lot of resilience. We saw yesterday resilience is falling down and getting back. You don't find a child just falling down and remaining there. Maybe if you look at the child, they may be acting, no? They need attention, and they may be spending some time on the ground. But if you don't mind, if you don't give attention, what happens? Immediately they will get up. Whatever may be the accident, whatever may be the pain, they'll get up. That is resilience, getting up. So this is also a natural gift God has given. Then early childhood, you find playfulness. Now, a lot of playfulness. We have to play. This child has to play. Children have to play. Then middle childhood, lot of creativity and imagination. That is a gift. Then late childhood, ingenuity, that means being original. Adolescence, lot of passion. Many of you might have worked in the schools. You might have seen adolescence, lot of passion. Not much of reason, but a lot of passion. Then adulthood is contribution, enterprise, achievement, adulthood, 20 to 35. Then midlife, nearly we are coming to your age, midlife. It is more of finding meaning in life, contemplation. Now we touch these aspects, these rest of the aspects will be applicable to you. Mature adulthood from 50 to 80, they have a lot of benevolence. We will touch those points, benevolence, goodness for the other. Then the late adulthood is wisdom. So when you reach 70, 80s and all, you are a person of wisdom. Then finally, there is the gift of life. You understand life is so precious. You don't want to waste any time. You value life. So this is the gifts that God has given. So each stage carries certain gifts and potentials, virtues. So this is from a developmental perspective. Okay. So now we shall spend some time reflecting about in the midlife. Midlife also, it's not exactly from 40 to 60 or 45 to 65. It can extend the period. Maybe you are also in the late midlife. So we will also touch this point. This is a period where people start contemplating life. In your formation years, they might have asked you, please pray, please contemplate. You may not be interested. You might not have been interested praying so much. But now automatically you have a desire, longing to pray, to contemplate, to go near to God, to find meaning. Okay, so this is part and parcel of this age. This age reflects human capacity to go beyond what is visible and sensible, go beyond. Life situations, life crises, difficulties, you are able to solve them, or you are able to understand them, not from human perspective, not from scientific perspective, from divine perspective. For example, the pandemic that we have today, surroundings, if everybody sees how it can be solved from a scientific perspective or human effort, no, so societal perspective, those people who are in middle age or those who are contemplation, surrendering to God, they will automatically tend to see that this is in the hands of God. It does not come for an adolescent. It does not come for the adult easily, but for the old people, it comes easily because their perception, their way they see things, it's different. Okay. Then you have mature adulthood. This is where you are 50 to 80. It's more of contribution to the world. What can I give to the world? No, what can I give to the world? I go for mass here. One of our we are chaplains for one of the old age home. Again, old age home. Okay, past few years I was going. So sometimes when I pass through where sisters are living, the old people living, they'll just call me, come, they'll call. I'll go near and they will give me chocolates. They will give me chocolates, take and go. Huh? It is for you, they'll say. See, it's a small act of gesture of love, but they want to contribute. They don't want to hold. But whereas if you are adolescent and child, you keep the chocolate within yourself. You want to know, you want for today, you want tomorrow, you want for next day, you want to enjoy when you go for traveling. But you see, when people become old, they want to give away things. This is benevolence, this is giving, this is contribution. Not only chocolates, things that you have. Some people at home, money, they want to give, assets, they want to give. They say that what I'm going to do with all these things, let my grandchildren take, let my son take, benevolence. But you don't see all types of people are of this type, all have this tendency. They have selfish attitude, but the real growth, real maturity is contribution, giving themselves, it is letting go, it is giving whatever they have acquired. This is a sense of benevolence. And also reaching out beyond themselves and their loved ones. It's not only to remain in families, but they want to go to the society. They want to do something. They want to help. Vincent de Paul Society, you see in the church, who are all in the Vincent de Paul Society? They're not young people, very rarely young people. Old people are involved in Vincent de Paul societies, in the churches. So they will go for house to house, helping people. They go in their old age, they work. Sacristan in the church, you find they're very old people, they are sacristan. There are some people who work till 80, 90, they were sacristans. This is going out of themselves. Okay. And this is also a time of they have faced difficulties, made mistake, and they have a collection of experience. This is the exercise that I asked yesterday. For you to reflect on. You have a lot of experience, not only negative experience, positive experience. So when you are ruminating, when you are thinking, when you are reflecting, what you need to do is some experience will come, negative experience will come to you. But not only, you don't focus only on negative experience, you have a lot of positive experience. So write down the positive experiences and that will be helpful. Okay, so that will give you strength, that will give you capacity to go ahead. Then this is also time of wisdom years, because wisdom comes because of experience, collection of experience, reflection, contemplation. You get a lot of wisdom. Okay, and they are not knowing, understanding, but grasping the core of life. People might not have studied a lot. They don't have degrees. They have not traveled far and wide, over the world. They have not read books, but they understand life, what it is, wisdom. Okay. And they will be able to, they will be able to understand. They will be able to resolve the problems. They like to take things easily. They have a lot of insights. All these things are reflections. This is a symptoms of wisdom. Carry wisdom. Then finally, this is from a developmental perspective. Finally, they reach death and dying. It's also a factor. This is one of the stage in development. Okay. who are dying and who have died teaches about the value of living. So people come to think that the time is very short. No, time is very short. Sometimes when we come closer to the last stage, there is a lot of anxiety. It's like preparing for the exam, no? When exam is for the 1 month, I don't have anxiety. But if it is tomorrow is my exam, I'm not able to sleep like, no? Our students are not able to sleep. So anxiety is more. So as you are traveling closer and closer to the death, no, like your age, you will have more anxiety if you are not accepting death as something natural, something process of life, something developmental. As human being, we have to die one day. If we are not preparing your mind this way, what will happen is it produces a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is insecurity. Anxiety is not accepting the things. Anxiety is not accepting the reality. What is reality here? Death is a reality. Old age is a reality. Okay, dying is a reality. And as long as I don't accept this reality, what happens? It's produced tension. I want to run away and it gives me fear. Okay, so what is good is, what would be healthy is just accepting as it is. It's painful. It's easy to talk, but very difficult to live. No, but as I have accepted my birth, as I have accepted my adolescent years, as I have accepted my adulthood, as I have accepted my middle age, let me also accept this old age. Okay? So the acceptance is the key. The more you grow into acceptance of this reality, you can become more calm, more you can enjoy your life, rest of your life. So you start valuing the life. Okay, good. So in your age, the important aspect is contemplation, benevolence, wisdom, and life. So these are the important things of your age. So focus on this and develop this attitude. So when you look back, you can cultivating gifts that we lack, that we have not nurtured enough. So benevolence, for example, benevolence, if you're not cultivated, if you're not spend time in finding meaning, you can spend a lot of time finding meaning, everyday prayer. So what God wants to tell me, what is the meaning? You can find meaning, purpose. Benevolence, go out of yourself, do something for the other every day. Wisdom, okay, so grow in wisdom. Collect, if you reflect over your experiences, you are growing in wisdom and appreciate life. Okay, so we can just think about what we have seen, maybe a few seconds. This is, we are closing here. Okay, so we have seen overall view, we have seen developmental. To understand that the old age, the age that you are in, is part of life. It's part of developmental process. I think you might have got this idea. No? So this helps us. This helps us. So old age is not a sickness. It's not a disease. It is developmental stage. Okay, and it is biological. Whether we like it or not, we grow. Okay, fine. Now we are going to touch on different themes of the old age and challenges and how we can do about it. Okay, so it can be, we can take it as a crisis or challenges, opportunities. Good. There are different themes during these different aspects that happen during this old age. What is that? One, health. Our health is affected, slowing down of the body, body functions, health is affected. Then people also get sickness. Even they start from the middle age onwards, it starts getting sickness. Then one of the important factor is forgetfulness. People start forgetting, and it affects their confidence. If they want to give a small talk or something, they are not ready. Or they want to go to a place, they are not ready. They don't want to do the work because they think that, no, I may forget. So it can reduce the confidence. Fine. We will touch a little more on this aspect of forgetfulness later. Second theme is boredom. Okay, so slowly boredom comes in. Boredom is when you are doing the routine, loss of purpose, loss of zeal, loss of interest. So you have been working in schools or some structured life, and now everything stopped, and you feel very much bored. No change, no activity. So health is being affected. Not necessarily for everybody health should be affected, but one of the aspect of the old age is health concerns. I know some people, they are quite healthy, even in 90, they don't have any sickness, they don't take tablets, they have no issues. There are people, okay. So God has blessed. So let us thank for that. Good. Next one is important issues, depression, okay. Depression because of the old age, because of the pain. So just we will understand a little bit. Then we will be dealing a little more deeper, elaborately later. Purpose, there is there is no hope. Then another aspect is loneliness. They feel very lonely. And because the lack of activities, nobody is talking, everybody's involved in ministry, and I have nothing to do. It can bring loneliness. This is important to understand. Loneliness and solitude, this can be very helpful for you, no? Loneliness, why people feel loneliness is they feel cut off from life. There is no life. I'm not connected to people. I'm not connected to work. I'm not connected to the environment. So you can enter into loneliness. If you feel you are rejected, if nobody is talking in your community, so you will feel lonely, and you don't have anything to do. People don't give any work, or you don't take up any work. You feel little secluded. You feel lonely. So all these things can be lonely. How can we understand? One thing that we have to understand is all of us are lonely. Okay, whether you like it or not, all of us are not lonely. We carry loneliness. This is called existential loneliness. What is existential loneliness? By the very fact you are born. When we are small child, we are inside the womb. Oh, very safe, very joyful. No, I don't have to worry. I am connected. The food is coming. No, and the baby is growing. Everything is protected. There is no pain, no conflict, no anxiety, no fear. But once we are born, we are alone. This is existential loneliness that has to be accepted. We may try to live with the other. We will try to depend on the other, but that is not reality. We cannot totally get attached. Even the twins have to be separated for a healthy living. So the loneliness is existential. So please understand this one: loneliness, existential loneliness. Another thing is we ourselves create loneliness because of rejection, because of cutting off from people. We create loneliness. That is another thing that we can change. Okay. So accepting fundamental truth, life brings change. Once I accept, I feel lonely. Yes, I feel lonely. When I go to bed, no, I am lonely, alone. Or when you are doing work, I am alone. When you are dying, you have to die alone. When you are eating, you have to eat alone. When others cannot eat for us. So we are alone. We are alone. So when we understand this, this fundamental truth, this becomes change. This brings change. Sometimes when you are in your room, in your community, in your place, you feel lonely. You tell that this is part and parcel of life. Even Jesus was feeling lonely in his suffering. And it was giving a lot of fear and anxiety. But once he accepted as a will of God, that is, it's a plan of God, this is part of life, then it is ease. Ease is his soul, ease is his body, and he's able to take up his mission. Likewise, you and me, when we accept this existential part of loneliness, that is, by the very fact we are born in this world, we carry certain amount of dissatisfaction, certain amount of suffering, certain amount of loneliness. When you accept it, you're fine. Okay. So Augustine tells, my heart is restless till I rest in God. It's true. That is how we are created. So, oh my God, I'm not able to sleep. I feel very much anxiety. I feel I'm not feeling satisfied. How are you, sister? I'm not keeping well. I'm not happy. Okay. Yeah, it's part of life. Not being happy. You cannot be fully happy. Only in heaven we can be fully happy. Okay. Good. Suffering. Okay. This is important concept. Suffering is part of the old age. So what type of suffering? Physical sufferings, loneliness, we touched that point. Pain, no, physical pain, not able to walk, especially this arthritis, back pain, not able to walk, headache, all this pain is there. So it's suffering. Lack of understanding and caring and acceptance from the younger sisters. Even if you are in old age, when you want people, you may not be there. Sometimes your want is also more like a child. But it is okay, you want, but they are not able to satisfy all your needs. And you feel suffering, you feel left out, you feel rejected, you feel not taken care of. Natural. Suffering, disappointments, mental decline. You see, you are aware that your capacity is going down. Feeling of insecurity and when you see the congregation, younger sisters, also you feel very much, that is also suffering. Oh my God, when I was, always there is the sentence begins with when I was, when we were, no, like that. And I was like this, when I was there, I used to pray like this, I used to work like this, no rest. These days people are thinking, so this type of suffering, internal suffering, when you see the value system is changing, a different value system you are perceiving, that also can give you a suffering. No? And physical helplessness, you are not able to get up, you are not able to walk, you are not able to do your own things, that is also suffering. Especially when you are very much independent, when you very much able person who takes care of things by your own self. Now to let others help you is very difficult. I know, I remember a sister, she's a European. We were sitting in the table, for the coffee. So as we are Indians, we are very, very compassionate, very hospitable. I thought of pouring the tea for her. She told, no, she is 85. She told, I can pour my tea myself. Okay. And another sister came and took the cup to wash the cup. She told, no, I can wash myself, she said. Why? Because I want to manage myself. It's good to some extent. But when I am not capable, what happened is I'm not able to lift the cup. Time can come. I'm not able to pour from the flask, because it's too heavy when you lift it. And people will try. I will do. Why? Because it is not allowing others to help us. It is finding it difficult to depend on the others. These are all sufferings. Ways to add to suffering. See, there are some sufferings that we cannot avoid, but some sufferings, what happens? We add resistance to change. What is here? What is resistance to change? Changing. My body is changing. My energy is changing. My life is changing. My life situation is changing. When I accept it, okay, I'm becoming old, and I'm not able. Now I'm not able. When I accept this, there will be suffering, but I will be able to bear. But if I keep on rejecting, it will be more suffering. So expectation from others. I expect others, to value me, to take care of me, to understand me. So when I expect from the others, that also give me suffering. Illusion of egoism means I can do everything. No, I'm not able to do everything, but I can do everything. Then you will suffer. Failure to take responsibility for responses. Okay, responses. Responsibility for responses means the way I am, my own emotions, my own actions caused by myself. blaming others. Oh, you only, why you are treating me like this? Yeah, it is possible. It can trigger. But my emotions, most of the times, I have to take the responsibility. I can ruminate suffering. Maybe something might have happened, and I keep on reflecting on those sufferings again and again. I can increase the suffering. Something has happened, you keep on repeating that, it can increase. And failure of compassion, we need to develop compassion and care towards ourselves, towards others. If I don't have, then it can also affect. So these are the things. Unconscious approach to life means negative approach to life also can increase the suffering. Suffering and spirituality, what does it mean? Suffering is meaningful in Christian context. God saved us through suffering, through passion. Passion is salvation. So we also, through our suffering, we are purified. We can use this suffering for saving the others. First of all, saving our own soul. Losing our ego is suffering. And when we suffer, those people who are suffer, they are more compassionate because they are able to understand the suffering of the other. Okay, so see, these are all spirituality, suffering and spirituality, and it gives us a deeper knowledge, deeper consciousness, and we become healers for the others. We understand life, yes, and we put in the context of Christian context. Death thoughts. This is also an important aspect. So death thoughts, whether you like it or not, sometimes it comes. Some people, they think more on this death. Some people, they don't think, they enjoy life, they live at present, but whatever may be, as you are aging, you will get these death thoughts. Okay, so 5 things people regret of dying, while dying. I wish I would have had courage to live a life like live true to myself. Okay, now life others accept to not the life others expect me. So as you are aging, you will like to you think back and say, oh my God, I could have lived my life who I am, as I am, not for other people. That is one thing. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. All through my life, I was working so hard. I missed life, I missed life. So that type of thought can come. I wish I would have had the courage to express my feelings. Okay, especially we were not allowed to express feelings of affection, feelings of compassion, feelings of fear, feelings of anger. But in my old age, what happens? Without my control, everything comes. People are so compassionate. People are so loving. People are so angry also. People are so fearful. All emotions which I blocked can come up. Then I might think, oh my God, now I am expressing everything I could have expressed long back. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends, So when you dedicate so much of time in work, there are 2 aspects in our life. One is relationship, another thing is work. So there will be people who are work oriented, other people are relationship oriented. Those people who are so much dedicated their time in relationship, they will think, I could have done something, I could have worked something. Those people who have worked all the time will think, oh my God, I should have worked, I should have related with people. So this is the regrets. Okay? I wish that I had let myself be happier. After all, what is life? I should have enjoyed one ice cream. Or I should have gone for some picnic. I should have gone, I should have bought something. I should have enjoyed life. I should have danced. I should have played. So something like this can come up from regrets. Denial of death, another aspect. So death is reality, existential, developmental, God's plan. I can deny it. Okay, and I deny it. As I said, when I deny, suffering increases, anxiety increases. So acceptance. But why I deny? Denying death is an effort to limit our own discomfort. So when we simply think about our death. One thing is I can deny it. Okay, I'm not going to think about it. That is one way. Another way is accepting it. Okay, let it come, accepting it. Okay, healthy way is accepting it. Those who deny death tend to avoid people who are grieving. Okay, so they will avoid hearing news, death news, and so on. Fail to acknowledge dying person situations means avoiding all those situations, informations, and all that. Avoid touching people who are dying, so they don't want to go closer. All these things are reactions to denial of death. Art of dying. So it is important that you also grow to accept this death as we accept life, accepting death. Okay. Once again, I feel no, it is very easy to talk, but very difficult to accept, very difficult to live. But we need to understand, from a physical point of view, from psychological point of view, from spiritual point of view, we need to prepare ourselves. These are all preparing. So I tell this with a lot of humility. I'm not talking, it's not intellectual. I know that it is very painful to accept, to live death, but we need to grow, okay? We need to broaden our perspective. So art of that. When you are prepared to die well, you automatically start living well. You're going, by all means, we are going to die one day, but why not we start living? Okay, so as long as you are in the world, do good for the others, no? And be compassionate for, don't carry anything. You're not going to carry anything. Don't carry hurt feelings. Don't carry regrets. Don't carry any painful things. Don't carry sufferings. Don't carry anything that is blocking you. No, God has a purpose. If you have not done, please, 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 please do something good, whatever is possible. Most people believe we are human beings seeking a spiritual experience. Actually, we are spiritual beings having in a human experience. We are spiritual beings. We are all created the image and likeness of God. And we need to do that. And as we are growing, this image and likeness of God should mature and become a bigger. If not, you can try. Okay, getting ready. So how can you get ready for this aspect of, some things may not be applicable for you, but I am saying a general point of view, be organized. Like whatever you have to do, you can do, organize yourself. Okay. So one father, she actually expired a few days back, one of our clericians. So I was living with him. He expired in 93. So I was with him when he was 87. Okay. So I was with him. So he had a lot of materials with him. All through years he worked. He used to write. He wrote a lot of books. So what he was doing is he was organizing his rooms, his things. When he was shifting to old age room, organizing, making a will. Okay. So religious life also. So what if suppose something happens? Talk with your close ones. How you want to be. What you want to do, how you want to be the family, your friends, relatives, all those things. But keep working, keep working. As I said yesterday, the doctor was 96, 94. He was working in the hospital till the last moment. Whatever is possible, you work, do some work, okay? By working, we are only extending the creative activity of God. This is theology of work. Okay, we are extending the creative activity of God. So whatever is possible, whatever way possible, keep working, stay healthy. Whatever means possible, stay healthy. Physical activities, plan for your needs. Whatever needs you have, you can ask and get it. You should not have excessive needs and excessive demands. But basic demands, basic needs, please ask and get fulfilled. Make friends. You can make friends, just by chatting, just by praying, just saying hello, you can make friends. Stay mentally active. As I said yesterday, read whatever possible. Read Bible, read things. If you're not able to read, listen, write, do some exercise, all these things. And have an attitude of you cannot control everything. least we can't control death. Okay, and continuous reception of sacrament like Eucharistic, celebration, communion, confession, and anointing of the sick sometimes. Afterlife question, sometimes this question comes, relationship. Okay, so relationship means this is also time to think who are my friends and so on. Unfinished businesses, like emotionally you feel I have not reconciled, I have not asked pardon, you can ask pardon. Forgiveness, another important aspect. Now start forgiving. Start forgiving. Start forgiving. What happens if you hold on certain memories not forgiven for years, and if you don't want to forgive, that can also affect your mind, it can affect your body, it can also affect your health. So if you want to enjoy rest of your period with optimal health, with good health, start forgiving, start forgiving. And when you forgive, you enjoy, you allow, you open the door for God's grace, and it will heal. And you also feel happy. So forgiveness is important things. Need for healing and wholeness and integration. Okay. Need for wholeness, there is a longing for healing. Okay. Wholeness and integration, everything comes into place. When you are young, we do not know what is happening, but now you are able to see whole life in one whole view, in one picture. You are able to see the wholeness, integration. You are weak as well as strong. You are good as well as bad. You are compassionate at times. Sometimes you are not compassionate. You are successful and you are also failure, and you are able to accept it. You are able to accept it. Okay. So this is accepting the contradiction is integration and wholeness. Accepting the contradiction. What is that? Accepting the contradiction. Accepting the contradiction is something different that I see in myself. One day I am happy, another day I am sad. One day I am very loving, another day I am hating. One day I am very active, another day I am lazy. These are all contradictions. In our life, as we are growing, we are not able to accept this contradiction. But the maturity is when we get healed is we are able to tolerate this contradiction in ourselves. When I am able to tolerate, accommodate this contradiction, polarities, paradox in my life, I'm able to accept the other as they are. No judgments. No, I'm compassionate. God is so compassionate because God knows both exist together. No, good. So then finding meaning in life, Viktor Frankl says, if you have meaning, then you will manage how. If you find it, you have only few months. People have told some people may have cancer. I wish that nobody has, but what to do? Some people will have cancer or terminal illness. Your days are limited, but if you have meaning to live, you will live. Find rest of your days, find meaning. God has given few days, a few months, few years. Let me be the witness of God's presence. Some meaning you have to bring. Then you can just pull on, you can live your life. Find meaning, okay. Finding meaning in difficult situations. So difficult situation, crisis period, sufferings can teach us plenty of things. It is always the crisis tells us, gives us where I have to grow, what resources I lack, what motivation I lack, okay, and what path I have to do. Why I am suffering? Suffering situation is maybe I have chosen a wrong path. So you have to reflect about it in your suffering and find meaning, meaningful, and always add spirituality. What God wants me from this situation, and you can have a different perspective. It's also time of review of life, evaluation, reorientation. Think whole life you are thinking, and you are reevaluating. Oh my God, what happened to me this life? Okay, so far I have been like this, hereafter I will be like this. So far I was not praying, I was not dedicating time for reading Bible or doing some charity. praying for others. Hereafter, I will do it. So review of your own life evaluation. But in your evaluation, one of the attitude that you have to keep is not blaming yourself. Never blaming yourself. As I told, non-judgmental, compassionate, and loving acceptance of your own self. Mindfulness. Okay? Regrets, another thing that can come up is regrets. You feel, oh my God, I missed opportunity. Don't worry. No regrets for the past, but live in the present. Okay. Aging and transformation. Okay. Aging, as you age, you transform. No, you change. What are the things that are transforming? Your way of seeing the world. No, what is important? You come to know what is important in life. Trivial matters, small things, you don't worry. You don't worry. You were worrying when you were a child, but now you don't worry. And you gain spiritual maturity and coming to our senses. That means no, you are understanding all that is happening in you. Coming to our senses is consciousness. You have in the prodigal son, no? It said, it is written, when he came into senses, he returned to God. He returned to the Father's house. When he came into senses, that means he was enlightened. Now, he knew the purpose of God. So this is a time transformation is coming into our senses. We know, we get a click, we get an insight that this is what life is. And live differently, greater joy and meaning and passion. Okay. Thirst for God, silence. Okay, these are the things. Another type, answering unanswered questions on God, faith aspect. You have doubts about God, but that is negative. You have to develop growing on faith. Okay. Dark nights of the soul. Most of the times, night you may not have sleep. You have suffering, loneliness. Dark night of the soul should be filled with God's presence. That is why the dark night is coming. You come to understand that nothing can suffice, only God's presence. Okay. And that is all the spiritual leaders, saints went through this dark night of the soul to have the God experience. It is God alone can suffice. This is the crux of the dark nights and suffering, spiritual. So spiritual life is cleansing, enlightening, contemplation, and mystical. No? So this time becomes more spiritual. Your body becomes spiritual. Suffering becomes spiritual. Okay. Okay, so these are the experience of spiritual. Finiteness means, okay, limitedness. I'm limited being. My life is over. Jesus worked only 3 years, 33 years, limitedness. And he accepted. He was not able to accept anxiety. When he accepted, relaxed, did the purpose, the will of God. Likewise, we also need to understand our own limitedness, and we need to do whatever is possible. So we should not run after achieving everything. Okay, achieving everything is not possible. Even Jesus himself did not cure everybody. Jesus did not heal everybody. Jesus did not change everyone. Limitedness, finiteness. Okay. So when you understand this finiteness, limitedness, that puts you in place. You are able to accept your own self. Time of unlearning and relearning. No? Unlearning and relearning. Okay. Education is unlearning and relearning. And lifelong education is we keep on learning. No? Whatever we learned, we unlearn. Whatever we thought it's good, now it's not good. Okay. So you can take that as a wisdom years. Valuing time. Okay. So we have been repeating valuing time. Whatever time that you have, value it and work on it. Sense of loss, things. So time to letting go and surrender, important thing. Time of gratitude, letting go. We touched this point, so I just skip. Integrity and despair. Integrity, okay. Ability to look back your life and sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. So you become integrated, okay. So these things afterwards you can go. So I also touched previously. Hopelessness, despair is look back on life and you regret always. Oh my God, I did not do that. I did not do that. Then you go into hopelessness, bitterness, ruminating mistakes. What happens is you enter into depression. All those people who feel hopelessness, see, if you spend your time mostly on regretting the mistakes that you did, lost opportunities, you keep on reflecting, what happens is you lose hope in life. Once you lose hope in life, you enter into depression. So therefore, you have to check in the beginning itself, you focus on the positive attitudes. Whatever you did according to your capacity, no, this one you have to focus. No, integrity, acceptance, no, lack of no regrets, feeling at peace, sense of success, acceptance. Whatever has happened in your life, accept it. Even failures, mistakes, sins, everything when you accept, you grow into integrity. Okay. So we are going to spend some time on physical and psychological impact that happens during this stage. No? So I'll give you an overall picture and we'll touch important physical and psychological aspects. We're not going into detail all the aspects. Good. So what happens during this time? No? Aching bone, vision is affected, muscle strength is affected, memory, all the organs are fading. Okay. So again, aging is not a disease. Okay. And it is a developmental thing. Okay. Cognitive change, that means thinking changes, my brain capacity changes, now intelligence. I would have been very sharp in my thinking. Now I'm not able to be sharp. I'm not able to give full attention. My attention is divided. That means I'm just distracted. No, even right now, some people may not be able to listen all my talk, but it is okay. Afterwards, you can read it. But it is normal. In your conversation, you may think, did you listen what father said? I did not listen. No. Sometimes you sleep also. No, it is normal. It is okay. Okay, sleep. Don't sleep purposefully, but automatically if it comes, you can sleep. Okay. So intelligence and memory, you start losing the memory. No, especially short-term memory. That means immediate memory. Today, yesterday, short-term memories. Language difficult in processing. If I speak too fast, also it will be difficult for you to understand. So the processing speed reduces. Time of reaction, that means quickly, moving your hand, reacting. When some people talk, when you hear news, it takes time to react. So everything slows down, resolving the problems and emotional processing, paying more attention to positive things. Emotional processing is, there are negative emotions, positive emotions are there. We need to control the negative emotions and increase the positive emotion. Our focus of attention should go to the positive emotions, not to the negative emotions. This ability we have, but as we are aging, it can decrease or it can increase, but we have to keep it intact. No, so that's why journaling is good. Write down all the positive experiences. Gratitude journal, all these things are very good. Need attention. So what I have to take care, what attention I need to take care. When you are losing memories, okay, like asking question again and again. Some people, 1 or 2 times it is fine, but if you're asking for 10 times, 20 times, it needs medical attention. Getting lost in a place, persons knows well, no? They are getting stuck and they're not able to know where they are and where to go, where is the room. That means their memory they are losing. Become more confused, trouble with directions, okay, not taking care of oneself, eating poorly, not bathing, behaving unsafely. Once in a while it is okay, but constantly if it is there, they need medical attention. In the old age, I wish that nobody enters into this, but some people, they have memory. We are talking about memory, one of the important aspects of the old age issues. Alzheimer. What is Alzheimer? It's a memory loss. People will have language problem, unpredictable behavior, especially they have loss of memory. Okay, why it happens? It is death of the neuron in our brain. It is a degenerative process, they call it. That means that particular neuron starts dying. Okay, starts dying. Okay, So this is a old age problem. It may not come to all the people, but it can happen. Okay. Dementia is a deeper form. Milder form is Alzheimer. Dementia is a deeper form, which means lot of neurons, if they get affected, they enter into dementia. Okay. So what you can do to improve your forgetfulness, to improve dealings with, to improve memory, learn new skills, like Sudoku, learn something new. Whatever is there, learn new, write, read books, learn language, have a daily routine, make to-do list, use memory tools, calendars. If you're forgetting, use some papers, carry a paper with you, so that will be helpful. Stay involved in activities, spend time with family, friends, keep yourself active and happy. That can help. Generally, try to sleep well, whatever is possible. Sleep. Baby sleeps for 14 to 18 hours. If you have a sleep, you are able to sleep well, you are lucky. But if you sleep only for 4 to 5 hours, it is okay for an old age. You are getting up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It is quite normal for old age. So don't blame yourself. If you are sleeping for a few hours, it is okay. So exercise and eat well. Okay. So that way you can keep your memory better. Prevention, take care of your movements. You need to be cautious with your bones. The more you are able to move, you are able to manage, you are in a better position. So take care of your movement. Okay. Sometimes in your community, they may say, sister, don't walk. There is water is there. This is slippery. Don't climb stairs. All these things because they are caring. They care for you. Take regular medicines. Okay. Another aspect is psychological aspect is depression. This is typical of old age depression, feeling tired, trouble sleeping, confused, irritable, struggle to pay attention. So all these things are part of the depression. Especially here, what you have to focus here is hopelessness, worthlessness, and guilty. If you feel I am hopeless, I am useless, I am no good, I feel guilty, so much of negative attitude, you are bound to enter into depression. Okay. So develop positivity, develop spirituality. It will help you to overcome, to handle. What can I do? Reduce your stress, mindfulness, okay, and meditations, exercises. Mindfulness, you understand. Mindfulness is being in the present, non-judgmental attitude. Whatever happens, accept with compassionate. Sufficient sleep. Okay, whenever you feel like sleeping, you take good rest. Healthy diet and weight, protein, vitamin D. Sunlight is very, very good. So spend some time in sunlight. Do some exercise. Eliminate unhealthy diet. Since you are eating tablets, sometimes they'll say, you give me, I worked enough. No, you give me everything what I asked. You give me meat. You give me this. Pension is coming now. You should give me. Yeah, that is okay. Your pension is coming. You have a lot of things. You have the right, but take care of your health also. Okay. So diet, you need to take care of your diet and exercise, sleep. These three things are important physically. Spiritually, you need to pray, meditate, reflect. That will be helpful for spiritually. Socially, you develop relationship with friends, community members, socially. Okay, so these things can keep you healthy and hale. Now, retirement. Okay, so I have few points on retirement. Retirement is one of important aspect during this time. After 58, 60, you are retired. Handling retirement is an important one because it shakes your life pattern, life structure, personality, everything. Your whole life changes. So retirement, think about, we are spend a few minutes on retirement. It's also time of transition. And it's a transition is not, for some people it is easy, some people it is not easy. So retirement syndrome, that means it affects crisis. What is that? Some people, they have been in a powerful positions, very difficult to leave this power. No? This new role, no, very difficult to leave this power. And no, they were all the time working, and they did not involve in family matters. For them, it is very difficult. Now, they do not know how to relate. People may say, I have not called my family members for years. Now, how can I call? Problem. Now, unable to make any sense of it or make changes and compromises. No? People are rigid. If you are rigid, you are not able to adopt, you are not able to change, then that becomes a problem. If your social circle is limited, because if you are working in school, if you worked in school, if you worked in office, you worked in courier, depending on your work, your relationship is bound to that particular situation, surroundings. Now, in your old age, like you change, you are transferred, and you don't have people to relate, then you find it very difficult. Your social circle is very much limited. You know? So all these things can produce difficulty in your life. Okay. So we're not going into different things. So only thing is reorientation. What I need to do? I need to build a new identity. How can I handle this retirement? I need to build a new identity. What does it mean? When I was working, I was different. I had my identity, meaning, purpose differently. Now I am not working. So I need to find out, who am I? What are my values? What do I want in life? No? So you need to find this identity newly. This retirement also can bring depression, because so far what was giving you meaning is your work, your own roles that you are playing. But now both are gone from you. They have gone from you, both. Therefore, it is difficult, very, very difficult for you to handle this. No? Therefore, creating new identity. Identity without the work that you are holding on. Identity without the role. Identity without the power. Okay. All these things, you can do the exercise like, what was giving me identity? And now what identity I have to see? And what is my real identity? This is the work that you have to do. And to avoid depression during this time, find purpose, have passion, okay? Volunteering, people start going for volunteering, okay? Fun activities, and have some daily routines. Not necessarily you have to stop working. Recently, I visited a school. I went to give a program. There, the sister was working. Sister was like 75 years, but she's helping in the school, like a counselor, or sometimes advisor, or whatever, maybe just get involved. Of course, if you are good, they will allow. If you enter into their issues, they may not allow. No? They may not allow. Okay, better you don't come to the school, they would say. But if you are really genuine, positive, you don't intervene into their territory, if you can keep your boundary, of course, in your mission stations, you can also contribute in whatever way possible. So how I can handle, no? So we have seen this retirement stage. Content and hopeful in transition, experiencing less depression. When you have content, okay, I have done what I have done, what I have to do. Life is not over, no? As I was, once I went to a convent, as I was eating after the mass, you know, having breakfast, casually I asked sister, what are you doing? One of the sisters, she told, I am retired. Other sisters, I was actually asking other sisters, they were telling that I'm teaching, I'm a principal, I'm a HR, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I came to one sister, it's a big community, and she said, Father, I am retired. You know, they find it very difficult to say, it's painful. I told, for religious life, no retirement. Is there retirement for religious life? Religious life, no retirement. No. And we are basically, and our call does not have any retirement. It's only in our death that it is retired. Our religious life is retired only in our death. So till the last moment of our life, we are engaged. We can work in whatever way possible. For the society, maybe it's from the social perspective, maybe we talk about retirement. For religious, there is no retirement. Giving witness to Jesus Christ, is there any retirement age? Okay. So if retirement is affecting me, that means I have attached my identity to the social expectations, social pressure, social identity. If I am very much attached to the social identity of retirement, the power, status, fame, naturally it will affect me. Naturally, I will suffer. But if I see that basically I am a religious, I am called by God, and I am a witness, and I can work. I can be an instrument of instrument of salvation in whatever ways possible. No, whatever way possible. So I can be instrument of salvation. Praise of Child Jesus recently we celebrated. She was inside the cloistered convent, but she is the patron for the missionaries, those who are going outside. How is it possible? It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. So we have this spiritual perspective, broadened perspective. Retirement does not affect us. Okay. So it becomes a hopeful content and transition. Okay. It's only a shift. It's only a transition. It's not end of life. Okay. Good. So if you plan thoughtfully, you can have a smooth transition, enjoying your new life to the fullest. I have been working till now. Let me change my perspective. Let me change my attitude. So here I will, it's like a summary. Okay, so it's like review also. So aging gracefully. The best part of the art of living is to know how to grow gracefully. No? Means with gratitude, the smoothly we need to go. So acceptance of self with all limitations. So acceptance, we have been repeating, the more I accept, just now the exercise that we did also the acceptance, no? More I need to accept the limitations. Lower the expectation. I don't expect from the others. Of course, without expectation, we cannot live in our life. But realistic expectation. Lower your expectation. For emotional management, anger, fear, tension, guilt, jealousy, all this, reduce the expectation, especially for anger. Don't expect too much from the other. Taking one day at a time. If you you want to do some activity, don't run and do many activities. One at a time. If you want to pray, pray one day. If you want to write one day. Acceptance of death. So we have talked, no? Acceptance of death. It's very difficult, but as long as you deny, you will suffer. And starting now, present orientation. That means living in the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future, but live in the present. Today I have how many days I have at hand. Now I will work on it. Okay. Love unconditionally. Do not judge. Do not hate. Love unconditionally. Change the problem or change yourself. If you can work the problems, you change it if it is changeable. Or you change yourself, the way you are seeing, the way you understand, you forgive and change. Be inner directed and seek solitude. That means get connected with yourself, with God. Make new friends, be happy, laugh more, complaints, make some jokes. Okay. Take life easy. You can spend at least one day. You have to one joke. You have to enjoy. You have to read jokes or see some videos and smile. It's like a tablet. It is a positive tablet. Okay, smile is a tablet. Okay, so you can take sugar tablet, hypertension tablets, all the tablets. One tablet is one joke per day. Okay. One word of God also is a tablet. Okay, so all these things you combine, you become very healthy. So these things become active. No, different exercises are there. You can go through music, mental activities, and all that. Okay, let go of the past. Letting go of the past. Okay, and avoid phrases like "I am old," "I am weak," things like that. Positive. Be positive emotions. Develop. There are negative emotions and positive emotions. So focus on positive emotions. Engagement, that means get involved. develop relationship, have meaning, accomplishment. Okay, so all those things we have seen. I'm only giving as a summary. Spirituality, see, this old age also, this aging graceful spiritually, all these things can be, spiritually it is seen as purification. Your own aging, suffering, difficulties, pain is purification. What is purification? It is purifying your service you have been serving, but purifying the self-motivation. Ego is purified. Ego is lost. Unless the wheat of grain falls down and dies, it cannot give life. Now, this is a process of dying. Dying of ego, not the soul. Ego is dying. And through this, you become a perfect witness of mission. So this is spirituality. Discovering the will of God at this particular moment through hope and faith and serene hope in new life situation. Every day you can find will of God, having hope and faith. Okay, and acceptance and integration. Okay. Accepting and integrating. Accept whatever happened in your life. Whatever goes through in your life, it can be pain, it can be illness, it can be loss, it can be grief, it can be emotional turmoils, it can be good things. Accept everything. Approaching the end of one's own life, you know, earthly life, with Christian joy and hope. What is Christian joy and hope? Okay, my life is not over here. I'm going to the eternal, no, eternity. Okay, this is a continuity, but here it is over. So this is a spiritual way of looking at things. Okay, so once again, aging gracefully, we have seen, especially I will focus on this positive, be positive, engagement, be engaged, do something, not self-absorption, do good, at least one good per day is sufficient. A relationship, okay, mutual relationship, talk to your companions, forgive others in the old age if you are there, say hello, hi, something you said, you cannot carry all these regrets. Then meaning, find meaning, no, purpose in life, accomplishment, okay, do something of accomplishment, have a sense of accomplishment every day, okay, not great things, small things, okay, good. Then we have, we have done this, like we had an overview, challenges and opportunities. We have seen different themes, psychological impact and emotional things that we have touched, ways of growing old. You can spend a few minutes now thinking about, so, okay, these 2 days of input, different points, and how was your experience, and what are the important, useful things for you, like what do you want to carry and what do you want to practice? Just a few minutes.